Hey everyone, welcome to your timeless bonus reading. And in this reading, we're going to be looking at what is your next 6-month adventure going to look like. Now, it is a general reading, of course, so it's going to be more of a high-level view just to give you an idea of what's coming your way over the next 6 months. Regardless of when you come across this reading is timeless. If you want more specific information for your life, then I do provide personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. I also provide to the general public on YouTube my monthly by zodiac sign readings. I also do weekly by zodiac element readings as well. So if you're interested in any of those, there are playlist links at the end of this video, so you can check those out. But for this reading, it is a pick a card, so you have 3 options. The first one is going to be a green hot air balloon. Number 2 is the blue hot air balloon, and number 3 will be the red hot air balloon. I'm going to start with the green hot air balloon now. If you want to jump to one of the others, then the timestamps are in the description box below. So let's jump right in. All right, Libras, if you chose reading number 1, which is the green hot air balloon, and this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And what this is going to represent is your first month of the 6-month journey. And it's going to look at what energies or experiences you're bringing in that are looked at or are what the Creator wants you to know about all that happens in the first month here for you. So we'll give these a shuffle. Excuse me. And we will see what the Creator would like all you Virgos to know about the first month. All right, Creator, what do you have for them, please? What do you have for our Virgos? Okay. And you got Storm Fields. Number 9. So you definitely have some things that you're tempted to be drawn out into the storm, right? I mean, and this is a general reading, so I kind of feel like there's some of you that came to this place of peace in the eye of the storm, and you're in the middle, and you're like, okay, and then that's where you're at coming into this month, and then something bright and shiny drags you out to the edge of the storm, and you get sucked out, and you're doing some somersaults during that month there, which is, don't judge yourself over. It's the process, the ebb and flow of our lives, right? And then there's others that were out in the storm, flipping around out here, and as you come into this month, you find your balance to come to the center, to have that time to reflect on that. So it's like a 60-40 split. 60% are in the eye and going to the storm, and 40% of you are, in the storm and come to this place of peace during this first month here. Now let's see what the card has to say here too. As it says, this too shall pass. That's the only thing, right? Everything's always temporary. Whether it's chaos or peace, it's always temporary. So an uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs release, just as a storm in nature must break. For these events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. So not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside you or between you and another will benefit you later. So the sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. So definitely, so yeah, whether you're in the chaos or just surrounded by the chaos, that is the theme for your month here. And we'll get some clarification. We're going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot and just see what else the Creator would like you to know about your first month here. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Libras to know? Okay, very good. Yes, got the King of Pentacles, which is awesome because that just means that you're in a great place regardless. Okay, any others? Okay, I feel like that one. And any others? Last pass, please. Nope. Okay, these are it here. So yeah, it's funny. I feel like I got the Wizard of Oz feel of this, like Kansas with the tornado, and then for some reason this is like the man behind the curtain, Oz, and it's like he has the ins and outs of how this chaos works. And I really feel, because you're, Libras, you're so good at balancing and the scales going back and forth between things. This ebb and flow is not something that feels out of the norm for you. You're the master of balance. You're the master of things going out of balance, right? You're used to it. You understand out of any of the zodiac signs, because you're the masters of the balance, you understand that things are out of imbalance quite often. You're constantly having to adjust what's on each of the scales because it's always changing. And so I really feel like you're the wizard behind the curtain, and understanding this chaos and these storms. And so the chaos doesn't, scare you like flying monkeys or anything like that. You're just like, no, we got this. We're going to get it squared away, and I'm going to enjoy doing my backflips out in the chaos and also enjoy my moments of peace inside the eye of the storm. So, we're good. Yeah, because you got the Nine of Pentacles here too, which is all about, self-fulfillment, getting the fruition of things. So, you have everything you need as well. The King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, you got the Nine of Stormfield here. So it's like, yep, you are getting what you wanted as well. These storms come to you for you. So you ordered a storm online and now it's being delivered. And it's like, okay, I'm going to, use the storm that I wanted to and learn what I wanted to from it. You got the Two of Swords here. Swords are all about your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs. Again, the balance between the two. There's two choices, two mentalities, two things going on. And that's what's this chaos is. You have your higher self and your lower self. You got your higher spiritual unconditional love beliefs, and then you have your lower human conditional love, temporal, chaotic, things. And so it's that ebb and flow that you're going in between. But I really feel this month is when you put the blinders on for the logical side, for the earthly, chaotic place, and you start trusting your intuition more. You start trusting your heart and your inner awareness versus all these stories you're hearing from the outside, all these opinions you're hearing from the outside. You're really going like, you know what? My mind is taking those in, but I'm going with my gut and my heart. And that's based on, not fear gut, but your unconditionally loving gut is what you're choosing with that. Yeah, because you've had enough. The Ten of Wands, you've been through this entire journey. And this is, endings and new beginnings. You carrying so much, and your hands are full. You're to the point, the Wands is like your drive and the spark within, and you're just ready. You've done what you can with that journey, and now you're ready for something else. And that's totally, reminiscent of what we're talking about here, right? When the storm has given me everything it needs, I come to the center. When that time of peace in the center, I grow bored with it, I'm ready for more storm and understanding and experiencing life, and I go out. So it is definitely about this. You're ready for either to go out into the storm or you're ready for peace. One or the other. You're either fidgety and you're ready for something, or you're like, oh my God, I'm ready for some rest and peace. So this is what that month brings, is just the transition from whatever you're in into the new phase, whether it is in the storm or back into the eye of the storm. We're going to look next year at the next 2 months, and for that we're going to look at the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. And we're going to see here what the Creator would like you to know about the following 2 months as you head off into the other side of the scale. All right, Creator, what do you want our Libras to know about these next 2 months? Whoa, okay. No, they said not to those, but to this one. And this is outcome, number 41. And I'll show you that, and then I'll read it. And it says, this card asks you not to be too attached to a specific outcome. In any new situation, the possibilities are open-ended. Anything might happen. Try not to prescribe a fixed outcome within your mind, as this may limit your ability to access the infinite scope of possibilities sent to guide you in the best possible direction. So yeah, so as you move into this next phase, whether again it's going out into the chaos or coming into the eye of the storm, it's like don't have an outcome predetermined for which either direction that you're headed in, because it's time for new experiences within those. You know, the humdrum, oh, I'm going back to the center again. I was like, no, there's going to be a new amazing center if you come back to it. Or if you're going out into the storm, it's like, oh, same old storm. No, it's going to be a new and exciting storm. Something different is going to happen now. New awarenesses. So don't limit by predetermining what the outcome is going to be for you. And we're going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot just to get more information on that. Clarification, validation, new information. Alrighty, Creator, what else do you want Libras to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay, anything else? Okay, so these are the first two that came up. Yep, so you have the Eight of Cups, so this is what you're letting go of. So whatever situation you were in no longer was serving you, and that's why you're leaving it to go into something new and different. Eight of Cups is the emotional waters. So there's the feeling you had, whether the storm is like, you know what, you might have been at, like you said, this 10 of Wands, you're at to your to the limit, like you're like, you know what, I have squeezed all the lemon juice out of this lemon. It's time for me to go into a different direction. Or you're like, I'm so bored sitting here being at peace that I'm ready for something exciting, and maybe I'm ready for some drama, and so you get drawn into some drama for a little bit. In either case, you have the 10 of Cups at the end of it, which is, you leave those things behind and you go into more and exciting emotional fulfillment. So whether that is enjoying the chaos or enjoying peace and quiet in the middle, it is something new and more fulfilling and exciting. And that's what I love about this. Don't predetermine the outcome, because when you leave whatever situation you're in and going into this new direction, it does bring you so much more fulfillment than before. Yeah. So here's the 10 of Swords. So that's kind of like the 10 of Wands in a way, where all your thoughts, though, all your ideas, all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, all those expectations, excuse me, they've only stabbed you in the back and made you feel like lifeless, right? They're not bringing any fulfillment. You're just laying there in bed, not wanting to get out because there's no reason to. But you see they're looking toward the sun there, over on this side. So the 10 is about ending and ready for a new beginning, which is what you're headed into. And the 4 of Pentacles is, yes, you have everything you need within you. You've got plenty to stand on, plenty to make you feel whole, plenty. So it's like spirit, soul, mind, and body. You have what you need coming in from the outside world. there's only a caution with this is don't think that you need to have what everyone else has. When they showed the city and stuff out here too, you have enough for yourself. You even have extra to help some people, but you don't need to, become envious and distracted by the goals and ideas that everyone else has out there. It's like, trust what you are wanting to accomplish for you. That's what's going to bring you fulfillment, not, looking at all of their stuff. Yeah, because you got the King of Swords. So you're mastering your mind, and how he does that, he's sitting on a giant cup, which is emotions. And so how do you deal with being in your mind too much? Well, Libra, you balance it by also balancing it with your heart and with emotions. And so you have this wonderful, teetering going back and forth of too much thought, oh, too much emotion, oh, too much thought, oh, too much emotion. And you just start experiencing those extremities. Now, it's not like this, wow. It's more like this is what I feel for majority of you. And then you have the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful place to come to in here. Two of Cups can mean like new relationships with individuals coming into your life, but it's an indicator for me from my spirit guides about connecting to your higher self, realizing that this life is more than just this human character that you're playing, that there's this amazing actor behind this character who's the real you. This character is what we play here for the sake of the drama and our experiences, but above that, behind that, is this amazing, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. And that's the actor, that's who you are. And so when you become aware of that there's more than just this human side, it just blows open your whole world of new possibilities and new things. And I really feel that that's the change that's coming with This Is What's New about your experience out in chaos. What's new about your experience of coming back to center is that you have this higher perspective because you're reaching out and connecting into your spiritual side. Yeah. And so you've got the Seven of Swords here, which for you, for this reading, it's like you've got all of this that's on your plate now. And like the other one with the Four of Swords or the Four of Pentacles, you don't need to look at what other people and like, oh, look, those people have that. Maybe I should take that on too. And it's like, nope, you've got plenty in your hands now. Focus on what you have right now and not about, reaching out and grabbing these two extra swords here. Just keep what you have in yours now. And that's enough for this month. You don't need to, continue to add more to your plate per se, because you have the Eight of Pentacles. You're doing the work. Just continue to do the work. You're putting out so much productivity, making progress that it's like, yeah, just keep doing, as they say, keep chopping wood and bringing water. Do the daily stuff. Don't worry about in this month about trying to do more out here. Continue to do that. Really focus in on that internal search. I really feel that this Two of Cups is what wants to, be seen a lot in this. It's like letting go of the old ways. That's going to bring you emotional fulfillment. But what's really going to spawn a lot of that is this connection to your higher spiritual self. All right. We're going to go on to the next 2 months. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. And we'll see what the Mighty Creator would like you to know at that period of time. Mighty Creator, what would you like our Libras to know about the next 2 months? Okay, that one. And you got Healer of the Ages, and that's card number 51. And so really, it's interesting. I don't feel like it's like healing of like physical stuff or painful stuff. It's really healing of the mind, healing of the connection between yourself. It's like reconnecting to the spirit world, because what the healer of the ages is, I mean, this obviously is represented a very powerful being of unconditional love energy, because that's where healing comes from, right? And it comes from the heart. So this unconditional love energy is what you're connecting to. It allows you, with this journey that you're on during these 2 months, of what you're letting go and what you're connecting with, when you're getting into this, it's like this friendship with your higher self and with the spiritual realm we have on the other sides. Because, I mean, the Creator is in our lives every day and wants to be involved with us. The Spirit, Holy Spirit, whatever your faith is there always with us. We've got, guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones that were here and now are on the other side, our ancestors. Just a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light that want a relationship with us. And I really feel like this is the dawning of this such higher awareness of, like, there's this whole other life I didn't even realize was existing so much, because there was so much... not that you weren't spiritual, but that the spiritual life was very mental, if that makes sense. It was all about what you were told things are supposed to be and should be, kind of like a lot of the hierophant of, these are the restrictions of spirituality. This is what you believe. And it's like the roof is being blown off during this period of time. Like, you're just really realizing, like, wow, wait a minute. Life is so much bigger and so much more than I thought. And then that energy comes in and you're just like, a whole new world. That's as much singing as I'll do. You're safe. So let's read from the book here. So health and vitality. So this powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and his heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. This amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy and revitalizing your life force. You may have felt this strong presence recently, right? Or you may just be opening to the wonderful sensations now. You can call upon this emissary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, or renewal. Know that at the deepest level, an important healing is taking place. So I really love this 2 months coming here for you, because this is just like, you're just going to get flooded with an amazing amount of unconditional love energy, unlike you've ever felt before. I mean, you're going to just feel like this 10 of Cups is this feeling of euphoria. I feel complete and whole for the first time in my life. It's a beautiful feeling. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Libras to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay, that one. Those two. What else, please? Oh, okay, there we go. And that one. All right. Yep, so you got the King of Wands. So Wands for me is all about your fire, your energy, and represents your spirit. So really the King of Wands, is, connecting to this beautiful inner energy. You see the fire in your hands there. You have connected to this beautiful, beautiful energy that's just flowing and filling you up. And the king being the end of the deck, the suit of wands is all about completeness and wholeness. And so it's a very complete and whole feeling. It's, like king of the jungle. You just feel like everything is just unfolding so perfectly and so well. And here you are. Six of Pentacles, here's the Balancer, the Libra, the giving and receiving. So, I love this piece too, because, 5 and 1 here equals 6. And you got the Six of Pentacles. So not only are you probably for one of the first times in your life for most of you is feeling like you are open and worthy to receive from the creator of all things. Unconditional love for me? Yes, I will take that. You develop this only child relationship with the creator where you're able to feel just that love come in. And so you're able to receive, and then you fill up and you're able to give that to the world. So the Six of Pentacles is all about really feeling filled up with love and filling up and letting it overflow to the world. Yeah, and here's the Knight of Pentacles. So this is putting it into action, putting that love into action. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight out of the four suits that is slow moving, allowing for things to progress as designed. Nature, you don't make it grow any faster. You prepare your fields, you plant your seeds, you de-weed it and make sure it's getting its nutrients, and then when it grows, you harvest and then you get ready for the next, and that's how it works. And so you're allowing this just to unfold and letting go of control of trying to make something of this. Again, letting go of outcomes. You're just experiencing it step by step, allowing it to be, and just enjoying it, consuming it moment by moment, rather than, trying to make something of it. And here you have the Strength card. So you've got, I love the infinity symbol that comes with this because it's all about the cycles. You have the Strength, she's not forcing something to obey. The inner strength, the real strength, is allowing and comforting, because, how she calms the beast within her, which, this is our human animal side that's based on fight or flight. And this is our higher self up here, and so she calms our human side by giving it the love it's been seeking for all along. And that's the true inner strength that we have, is connecting, to our higher self and letting all of this sharp teeth of life, of fear, letting it purr like a little kitten instead of roar like a lion. And here you go. Got the Ten of Pentacles. So, this is like the card of legacies, the card of everything unfolding on the outside, feeling not only enough for you, but for the generations to come. That's why the legacy is the impact that you have by these changes and by these steps that you're taking is going to impact people for generations. And there's also, because there's like this, obviously this is the family tree, and here's the ancients, the current people, the children to come, and even animals. It's about ancestral lines and about cycles that are passed down from generation to generation. And for me, when this card appears, it's about breaking cycles. And you get to be of this generation that breaks a cycle that's been continually ongoing for many, many generations before you within your own family line. And also you can impact others as well. It doesn't even have to be a bloodline. It's about your impact on others that impacts their ancestral line as well, because of what you're able to give with this love that you give in your own special, unique way. All right, and then finally we're going to move on to this final month, and this is going to be where you end up at this month as you go into your next adventure. Yes, we're always on a continue adventure after adventure after adventure. That's what this life is all about. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Secret Language of Light Oracle. All right, Creator, what's your final message for our Libras that chose? Reading number 1, please. Okay. Expansion. Yep, that is you exploring master number 44. So yeah, definitely getting in tune with your higher self, seeing who you really are, remembering you are the master. Yep, travel at your own speed of light. So yeah, that is Knight of Pentacles as well. So are you keeping up with your life and all you want to create? Or are you holding yourself back with what ifs or buts? You limit your life through your beliefs. Everything you say and everything you do becomes true for you and is the platform on which you build your life. The playing field of life is unlimited and loving. You are unlimited, loving, and a wondrous part of creation. You are perfect right here, right now. You are different, and therefore think differently to last week, last year, last decade, and yet you will always be you. What you are observing is your view. It's neither right nor wrong, but a way to become clearer about what you like and don't like, so you can choose what to focus upon. The events and experiences of your life will grow in meaning as your consciousness expands. So learn to focus and dance in time with the energy and speed of your desires, and they will arrive easily in surprising and satisfying ways. Love that. And this card does come up with inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them, and I'll read all of them to you. And whatever resonates with you, you can do so throughout your 6 months here. Number 1 is, what are you putting off because you feel time poor? Do what you love. Time will expand and your day will flow. Number 2, action does not make things happen on its own. Your actions are the way you participate in what you have created with your vibrational focus. Number 3, take a piece of paper. At the bottom of the page, draw a cross in the center. And this is where you are now. Draw a cross in the center of the top of the page. This is where you want to go or be. The piece of paper and the distance between the 2 crosses represent linear time and space. Now fold the paper in half and bring the 2 crosses together. Now there's no distance between them. You can feel the way you want to right now. By folding this piece of paper, you and your desires occupy the same space. Can you feel it? That's pretty interesting. I'm going to have to try that one. And then journal work is also something they offer. So if you feel so inclined, it says draw or write about 3 ways you can feel your dreams and desires right now. For example, by being present and feeling joy, or by noticing what is going well in your life. So beautiful, beautiful ending here. What a great place to be. You know, you definitely are transforming the way you're seeing things, and these 2 months are really where you're just on fire because you're opening up to your higher self and your higher world, and this is what is creating all this beautiful, beautiful expansion within your life, because you're seeing things from a spiritual, higher point of view, not a religious, man, controlled point of view, but from a higher, unconditionally loving point of view, and it just transforms your world. So I love this for you. Just know as you go throughout this 6-month adventure that every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy your 6-month adventure. You take care. All right, my Libras, if you chose reading number 2, which is the blue hot air balloon, then this reading is for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. It's going to represent your first month. So what energies and experiences are you bringing into this month? And what are you dealing with those experiences and those energies during that first month? Well, what would the Creator like you to know about that? So we will shuffle these up here real quick and then see what your first month includes. All right, Creator, what do you want our Virgos to know about their first month for those that chose reading number 2? There we go. And you got coming to life. All right. Coming back from the dead. That's card number 29. So yeah, definitely a stagnant time where you just felt, it's like no passion. You almost feel numb. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, do I really have to get up? And whether it's a job that is just feels so lifeless, or a relationship, or just everything in general, this is a month that just you have a new spark that comes to ignite your life, your relationship. And that can happen in different ways. It could be that you're leaving the things behind. And we'll pull some additional cards here to get some more clarification for you. But yeah, it can happen. The spark can happen for many reasons, right? So it says something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. Things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. Isn't that the truth? This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now's the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. That is an awesome message, right? It's like, all right, so a lot of these things are going to be unfolding in your life during this month that are just going to take your life along. You're almost going to feel like you're just walking into a store and someone greets you and guides you directly where is the best place for you to be for your dreams in your life. And that's what's going to be happening. The Creator's hands, whether they're third-party individuals here on the earth or invisible ones on the other side, are going to be guiding and just really orchestrating a beautiful journey for you. And of course, it's something that we asked for before we came down here. We always have a huddle before we come down to the planet with the Creator and all that supportive posse of invisible creatures and creations, and we determine our birth and our destiny and everything in between. And each one of those events that we have asked for our own experiences and for what we want to learn about ourselves and about just creation. And so these things will unfold, and this is one of those things that's going to be unfolding for us. So, Creator, what else would you like Libras to know about their first month, please? Okay. What else? Okay. Anything else? Okay, so those are it. Yep, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So Yeah, I'm going to start with this one because this is the Emperor. This is the controller inside of you that wants to have everything organized and be in control, to guide everything. And this is what you're going to let go of. Because during this month, really you want to be in the hands of Mother Nature. The Queen of Pentacles is about the nurturer, getting out in nature. She's very confident. Pentacles is about having everything you need in the outside world. So you're going to be taken care of. Mother Nature has your greatest needs in mind, and she's going to take care of those, throughout this month. So that's that whole, just sit back and wait and let Mother Nature take its course, because she has the best, future in store for you. Your challenge really, I think, is this Five of Swords, which is your beliefs on how things should be and they're supposed to be. Over here, you see back here, someone's reached the top and there's blood and sweat and tears for them to get up to that place they thought they needed to get to in order to feel fulfilled and feel complete. But they're there and you're still like, why don't I feel that? And here is the lesson, the thought and the belief that's right in your ear going kang, kang, really loud. And they're telling you, well, this is who you're supposed to be in order to feel fulfilled and feel complete and feel whole. That's part of that Emperor expectations of the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be. And so this unfolding of things that happen in this month really are about you being able to put that little bird in the back seat and go, you know what? I understand it. Thank you. I appreciate the information. I'm going to see what happens. And that is a very interesting place for you to be because, with this coming up for you, a majority of you, and this is a general reading, but it's like a majority of you, yes, Control Freaks Unite, Control Freaks Unanimous. That's what this video is. Welcome. I'm Bretta Zen, and I'm a recovering control freak. And so are you, right? And so this is a wonderful feeling to be able to trust the Creator and to put that dream in the hands of the Creator, not trying to control every step of everything as it unfolds. Yeah. So here's the King of Wands. You have so much energy. And again, this is that, King of the Jungle. I am going to roll over it and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, you know what? You can trust the Spirit. King of Wands for me can mean many things, but for this reading, it's trusting the Master of Spirits, the, capital S Spirit, because like Mother Nature, they're working together to have things unfold for you. And so you get to let someone else be the ruler. Let someone else be the king of the jungle. For that, you're just going to kind of come along and be along. Yeah, because Page of Cups, new emotions, new level. You're sitting here, your heart is expressing all this love, and you're like, look, I can go up to this next level. You're actually being able to see the feet of your next level of feeling the love and the fulfillment and the abundance of your life. Cups, emotions. So you will definitely feel this being cared for a change, and it's not necessarily going to be from specific people in your life. Again, general reading, it's going to vary for every single one of you, but it's like for the first time, you're going to feel like you can trust someone else, which is the Creator of all things, which if you can't trust the Creator of all things, who can you trust? And trust me, you can trust the Creator. But you get to have that journey. You get to learn that trust of going, you know what? I hand this over to you and I ask you to do the best with it. And you're going to see answers come. You're going to just see things unfold and you're like, wow. And this worth feeling like is really going to come about. And I feel like that's what we're going to be looking at coming into this month, because as you let that go, that trust builds, and you suddenly realize how worthy you are of unconditional love from the creator of all things, the mother and father of all things. And we're going to look into the next 2 months. We're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. We're going to take a look here and see what the creator wants you to know for these next 2 months. But yeah, a strong feeling it's about worthiness and about accepting and allowing yourself to receive. But we'll see what comes. Yep, so you have the walk away here. I'll let you see that, and then I'll read it. So it says, walk away from this situation. When we face a challenging or unhealthy situation, it can be hard to let go and move on. Sometimes we stay in the hope that someone else will change, or perhaps we're so fearful of the unknown that we remain in the safety of a known and yet toxic situation. And this card validates your entitlement to leave. So, yeah, I really see this. Footprints in the sand, right? If you've ever heard of that, it's, there's usually 2 sets of footprints that are coming up, and then this happens, and it happens when someone's looking over their life, and they're like, Lord, when we got here, you left me alone for this time. Why did you do that? And he is like, no, that's not what happened. He goes, it was during that time that I carried you. So these are, the creator's footprints, and that they are carrying you through that time. So, I really feel that there is a message about walking away from situations and restrictive places that no longer serve you. And that's trusting that this new place that you're moving to, this new type of life that you're moving into, is going to be so much more amazing for you than where you were. So it is a message of letting go, to all that stagnant stuff that we were talking about that no longer serve you. So that message that was coming through in the beginning is really being reiterated by that. So if it's a job that no longer is fulfilling you, and there's nothing that you can do, any other position in the company, then it's time to look for something else that's going to fulfill you and make you want to wake up in the morning. If it's a relationship, if you can't revitalize it somehow, then it's time for a new one. It's going to be better for both of you. If you're both miserable, you both can be happy in some other type of relationship. So it's all about this movement into the new things and trusting that your life is in the hands of the creator, because he's holding you through this situation, this transition, literally. We're going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot too to get some clarification on here. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Libras to know? Okay, thank you. What else? Okay, and anything else? Last pass. So you got the Lover's card here, which, definitely fit into one of the things, about relationships. If you aren't feeling satisfied in the relationship you are now, there is something about finding the real love that you're looking for inside of yourself, because this is the higher love. This is your higher self. This is the creator, where you can find the love that you've been searching for all along. Because one of the things when I was talking about, you probably noticed I paused for a moment because there was this other message coming in about, if you're not happy, in the relationship you're in. If you go to another relationship, wherever you go, there you are. So if you're not happy, your unhappiness will usually follow you wherever you're going. And so doing that inner reflection, that inner searching to understand what it is that can make you happy on the inside. Because really what we're searching for is the unconditional love of the Creator on our insides. We come here to understand trust. We come here to understand love, trusting the Creator, loving what love really is. On the other side, everyone's loving. We don't even know what love is because we don't experience anything that's not love. It's like, breathing air. You don't realize that there's air until you're under the ocean going, oh, air. I understand air very clearly now. So we come here to experience what limited love or conditional love or rejection feels like. So we understand more clearly what unconditional love is on the other side. And so understanding what you're looking for is this love that you find on the inside. And then once you're happy, you can be happy with anyone in any relationship. If you find the love inside yourself, because that's what you're searching for. External love is going to disappoint you eventually because people change or they pass away. And so one way or another, the love leaves you at some point in your life, right? Or it changes or it evolves. The external love does. So the inner love is what this talks about as well. Also, it's about passion, getting passionate about your life, this is the Garden of Eden. This is before they eat of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, before they start judging and start having all these supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's and all these rules from the outside on what life needs to be. And so this is about returning back to that freeing place of what do I want out of life, right? That's what this coming to life means. Because right now, this is like you feel like you're existing, you're not living, and you're ready to live. And so it's about finding the passion in your heart of what makes your heart sing. Yep, and here you go. So walking away, death card is all about death and rebirth, about transition from one thing to another. You're making room. By walking away from one thing, you're allowing space for newness. You're emptying out the giant cup to allow new, fresh things to come in. When it's full, there's no room. So you're emptying out things to make room for the new. And it's time to rest your mind. The swords is all about the mindsets and your attitudes, thoughts, beliefs. And so, when it comes to here, it's like, your mind has been overactive. All these thoughts of the things that should be. Here's the Three of Swords up here. You're laying on the Ace of Swords, which is what allows you to cut ties to old thoughts and beliefs. And the Three of Swords are up here, which represent expectations, and that's where your disappointment has come from. So this is all about, taking time, step back, cut those beliefs and thoughts that have not been serving you any longer and that actually, don't bring you life, because that is what helps open up this flow of life. Yep, and here you go. All this wand energy that's coming in. So this is communication from the outside, energy, assistance from the outside, just a lot of love and excitement coming your way. So here's Spirit bringing it to you. You're those little winged, beautiful creatures there. And this also indicates fast movement. So things are going to come in. The more faster that you remove things or, make room in your cup, the sooner and faster things get poured back into your life, things that you want, Ten of Pentacles. So this is about super abundance, not only for yourself, but you have so much abundance. And that can mean financial, that can mean many things, whatever abundance will mean for your heart. it rolls out to future generations, to everyone around you and future generations too. So this change of life that you make just impacts others too. And the Ten of Pentacles does bring in, with the family tree here, it's about these cycles that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. So these supposed to's or expectations or have to's, it's like, nope, you get to do what you want to do with your life. You get to make these changes. You get to break those cycles. And because you do it, it allows other generations, like maybe other siblings, to go, we were waiting for someone to stand up and say, no, we're not going to do that anymore. And now I feel confident to do it, and it can even be outside of your family ancestral line. It can be other people that you influence, that they make that change, and that breaks the cycle for their generations. So a wonderful ability for you to, influence others. Yep, and this is the Eight of Swords. So these are all the things that are binding you, all your thoughts, your beliefs that are limiting you, keeping you bound, blinding you to things. And so this is the month where you realize, the things that you can walk away from and cut, with this Four of Swords, the things that you can cut out of your life, the things that you can cut and transform these thoughts and these beliefs of worth. Because we did say that this was going to be like a month of worth, and it really is. All these thoughts you believe about yourselves, what your capabilities are, what your limitations are, all those things you get to question and go, is that really true? And where did I hear that from? And why do I believe that? And as you question those, you get these aha moments and these enlightened moments to where you allow you can walk away from situations and beliefs and emotional kind of recurring patterns and change things. And so these 2 months are all about, having that strength and that courage to look at that stuff, and you just become more impassioned. This energy that comes in, you find things that make your heart sing, that help you come back to life. 6 and 2 is 8. 8 is the strength card in tarot as well. So, a month of finding your inner strength and the courage to do those things. And we're going to look at the next 2 months, which I'm going to pull cards here from this energy oracle cards, and we'll see what the creator wants you to know for these next 2 months. All right, creator, what do you want our Libras to know about these next 2 months, please? Go. Here you go. Broken heart, number 9. So yeah, don't fear. This isn't a saying that you're going to have a broken heart in those 2 months. This is all about you get to face this belief. One of the huge beliefs is that our heart can be broken, and that's one of the lies our ego tells us, to keep us in this loop out here. And we're taught that from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. And this is possibly, one of those thoughts and beliefs that maybe you're gonna, break the cycle for your generational line, because we're taught, all these shoulds. Like to be lovable, you have to do this and this and this and this and this and this, and you get different messages from so many different people and so many different sources, even contradicting other, so you might have 3 different things. Like one of the things that really dawned on me is when I worked in a call center, and I used to be clean shaven, and then I decided to grow a goatee, and oh my God, I really learned the lesson of you can't please hardly any of the people any of the time, because I had people whose opinions were they liked me to have a clean-shaven face. Someone thought that I should just have a mustache. Someone thought I should not just have a, goatee around my mouth and chin, but it should be a full beard. And other people were like, oh, you should, shave in between and have, the long sideburns and a goatee. And so I had all these opinions on everyone they thought my face should look. And I realized, that was the beginning of realization of like, you know what? There's all these expectations of who we're supposed to be, but who determines that, right? Everyone thinks, well, I am the one that decides how you should look. And I'm like, I don't think so. And so this broken heart thing is like, we're told all these things that are supposed to break our heart because it impacts what we're worth. So like we get cheated on, someone's unfaithful to us. And so that means something about us. That means we're not worthy. So I go into fear. So the feeling of a broken heart is when we go into fight or flight mode, when we fear being rejected or not being worthy. It's that pinch of the heart when it starts beating faster and has the adrenaline flow through our body, and we stop thinking clearly, and we don't have saliva in our mouth, so our mouth goes dry, our muscles are aching because they're pounding, full of adrenaline and all the blood rushing, and we feel confused. There's all these things that happen to our bodies when we go into fight or flight. But the big thing of what a broken heart feels like is when we believe that in the moment, right? We feel heartbroken. We feel our heart pinching and going and straining, and that's what that really is. And so we don't have a broken heart, we have a fearing heart. And so this awareness that comes during this month is how we can look at that and understand that. So we're going to go ahead and pull some additional cards here from the Everyday Tarot just to see what else the Creator would like you to know about these 2 months. Hey, Creator, what else do you want our Libra to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay. What else, please? Okay, there we go. What else? Okay, I like that one and just that one. Right, and last pass. Anything else, please? Okay, these are just it here. Yep, and you got the 7 of Cups. So cups are the emotions, and for this reading, I just feel like it's like, oh my gosh, so many emotions, are attached and come from that, right? It's like, I just feel like I just get flooded. And that's what happens, when we're in this fight or flight mode too, because there's all these thoughts, all these beliefs, all these instructions on how I'm supposed to feel and how, things are supposed to unfold for me, right? And so really we get to look and say, you know what? I get to choose how I feel. And what's brilliant about our whole journey here is that we come here to experience these emotions. These are not wrong. There's nothing wrong with these emotions. We definitely are taught that, these are bad emotions and these are good emotions, but they're all emotions, and they're all on our sushi order list of what we wanted to happen in this world. And so no matter what emotion we choose, we're absolutely meeting what we came here to do, which is to experience. And so no moment is ever wasted. No emotion is ever a bad emotion that we shouldn't have. It is the emotion we're having in the moment, and we don't have to resist it. So a great message about this is to allow yourself to feel, knowing that every 90 seconds we have a choice to make a different choice about what we're feeling. It usually takes about 90 seconds for our brain to go through the process of reacting to a new emotion. But we don't have to stay in it and loop it over and over and over again. And that's what heartbreak can do. we're like, oh, okay, I'm still heartbroken. I'm still heartbroken. I'm still heartbroken. But something happens, the dog's, or the cat's gonna, hack up a hairball. Oh, suddenly fight. I got to get him out of the house. I got to get him onto the kitchen floor, whatever. Suddenly we're out of the heartbreak mode and we're into the, cat hairball panic mode until that subsides and that situation's taken care of. I'm like, oh yeah, heartbreak, let me go back to heartbreak. We get to choose and experience what we have. And when you're tired of feeling a certain way, just know you have the power to choose what that means. And then you have the King of Pentacles here. And the Pentacles, is about our external world. And the King of Pentacles is like the master of the ego and the master of understanding how this outside world works. It's almost like the Chariot card in the Major Arcana. It's, you have understood, what it means to expect things and get disappointed. You just have this knowledge of the way of this human life, how it works on the outside world. And so you have this, it's a secure feeling, knowing that you have everything that you need inside you. And so, they've gone the journey from the ace all the way up to the king. So they're the master of the pentacle world, which is the outside world and the physical body. And so they just have this deep understanding. And so I really feel like during this month, this is where you come to this, with all this stuff that's going on, you come to this place of knowing how, the expectations of the outside world trying to have you do things is always going to equal disappointment, and connecting, to this higher place, seeing this higher love is what allows you to understand that every moment is a choice between unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. Finding love on the inside, and which is eternal, and unconditional, can't be lost, or the temporal, conditional love of the outside that is disappointing and temporary and unstable, right? Any of the Seven of Wands. So, this is also a place of, as you take your stand and choose your path, there's others that are going to disagree with you. These are those expectations we talked about. All these other individuals that are like, no, this is who you should be. This is what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do. But you're on fire. The fire's at the end of your wand here. And you're on the higher ground and you're standing your ground and saying, no, you know what? Especially after these choices that you made and you walked away from things, you're like, nope, I'm totally okay with what I've left behind and what I'm changing. And just, you can stand up for yourself, but you don't have to defend yourself either. You can be like, oh, I appreciate your opinion, and you knock it away with your wand. You're like, that's okay, thanks. Well, aren't you going to change? Probably not. I'll think about what you said, but I really like, what this is bringing me. Yep, because you have the Empress here, which, she's all about creativity, about new birth, about Mother Nature, and just the natural things. The Empress comes before the Emperor and the Emperor that you got here, and the Hierophant. Those two are the ones that, like society, want to restrict society and put rules on how you live, where the Hierophant is like, wants to put rules on the spirit realm and wants to limit you there. And so the Empress is before that, where it's the freedom of nature, of so much. It's like the Garden of Eden before all the rules and all that, where it was paradise. And that's what this feeling is like, you know what, I much prefer being free and having creativity and having so many possibilities, not have to walk a fine line, but have a world of possibilities. And so this is a very interesting month for you, because with all the stuff that happened, you get this new awareness of, all those things I thought I needed to do, really I didn't need to do. I didn't have to do all that stuff. And so this King of Pentacles is just like, yeah, I can do what I want, and I can choose what success means. I can choose what abundance means for me, and I can create and birth new things, and I don't have to stick with the old stuff. I get to birth new stuff. She holds this little flask here, which has a star on the top, which I always say is the star card, which is the Aquarian, represents the Aquarian, who's the water bearer. So that's like this vessel that holds the living waters, which is the unconditional love of the Creator. And it's like that is the source of all creativity, right? That's the source of just everything. And I don't think I read from the book here for this number 9. So let me read that real quick too. So this talks about grief and loss. So this card shows a heart broken, open, revealing darkness, emptiness, and a grief-filled tear. There's a tear at the bottom. The hurt may be from long ago, or it may be the pain from a more recent event. Either way, a deep healing is called for right now. So vent your feelings and release the person or situation involved. Affirm that you are reclaiming your power and peace of mind. Open your heart to the light of the divine love and healing, and have compassion for yourself through this difficult process. Make self-care a priority now. As you let go of old experiences, you can open your heart to the true and abiding love that you so rightly deserve. And yeah, the Empress too also represents nurturing, because it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So definitely focus on nurturing your life, your love, your journey and your adventure for that. Right, and then lastly, we're going to pull one card here from the Secret Language of Light, and that's going to represent what has brought you to this place in your life, and after going through this, and kind of what you're going into with your next adventure. Because yes, you will have another adventure. Over and over again, that's what we do, from adventure to adventure to adventure, because this life is just one huge adventure altogether anyway. It's always happening for us, not to us. All right, one more time here. All right, Creator, what else do you have for our Libras, please? For the final card for this reading, what would you like them to know? Okay. You got channeling, which is number 3, which you had the Empress about creativity. So definitely channeling of great ideas and creativity, letting it flow through you to share your love with the world in your own unique way, instead of the ways of the past that have been, not fulfilling and not making you feel like you're living, but finding your own unique way on how you want to share your love with the world. It says, experience your stream of consciousness. You have the ability to tune into different streams of consciousness to gain wise information for healing and expansion. Channeling shifts your awareness so you can stream information from various frequencies. Excuse me, it's just like tuning in to a radio station. If the information doesn't agree with you, tune into something different. You can't expect to hear rock music on a classical music station. With practice, you will be able to tune into your soul transmissions easily. You have focused a part of your stream of consciousness upon the earth plane to experience life in the new and varied ways. Your soul loves you so much. It is always transmitting this love and truth, even when you've forgotten. And it does come with inspired reflections and actions. And I'm going to read those. There's 3 of them. And so whichever ones resonate with you, if any of them do, it's something you can look at throughout these 6 months. Number 1 is acknowledge how Source, Creator, the universe sees you. Imagine seeing yourself through the eyes of your soul. Wow. Number 2, open your heart. Let love in and let the Creator in your soul look at the world through your uniqueness. And number 3, when ideas pop into your head, write them down. Ponder whether this information makes your heart sing or shrink. And that's, basically what we're talking about, right? Does it make your heart sing or does it make your heart shrink? If it makes your heart shrink, then that's what you want to walk away from. This also has journal work, so if you feel so inclined, it says, write down or draw what unconditional love and eternal mean to you. Write down or draw what your stream of consciousness feels like. And that's a beautiful thing, because really I feel like this journey just opens you up to who you really are, and really a great connection to the other side, but especially with understanding yourself and what you want to accomplish in this world, how you want to express that unique you, that beautiful love you have for the world. When you're doing it with a shrinking heart, you can't share love with a shrinking heart. That's the Grinch with a heart 3 times too small. You want to have allow your heart to be filled and overflow, and you do that by letting go of all the restrictions that you've had in your life and allowing yourself to be you instead of the should be person. All right, but just to know, as you go through every moment of every day, every second of this 6-month adventure, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. Have a fantastic 6-month adventure. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. All right, my Libras, and if you chose reading number 3, which is the red hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And this is going to represent the first month of your 6-month adventure. And so that's going to be looking at what experiences you've had and, what kind of energy is coming into the first month and what you deal with during that first month. Well, whatever the Creator wants you to know about it anyway. So we'll shuffle these up here. All right, Creator, what do you want our Libras to know about their first month, please? Okay, there we go. You have the Strength card, which is great. Master number 44, which also 4 plus 4 is 8, which is the Strength card in the major arcana of tarot. So definitely a month where you recognize your strength, and you get the strength and the courage to take actions during that month too, whether that is moving towards something, moving away from something, just so many things, but you just have this strength and this courage that's always been there inside of you, and it raises to the top because you really are reaching this point of it's like a combination of things. It's a general reading, of course. So some of you, it's like, well, you've been standing to the side waiting for someone to take action, and no one is stepping up, and you're finally going, okay, I'm going to be the one that's going to do it because I'm tired of waiting and no one else is stepping up. So I am capable, I'm going to do this. And so you have this courage and the strength to, move forward and do that type of thing. And then I know, so for some others of you, it's about, going for a position that you'd have never gone for before, reaching out to someone that you're attracted to, that you never thought you would reach out to. And you just you get this switch that happens during this month where suddenly it's like your strength level was at 4, and then all of a sudden it just doubles up, or it was at 5 and it doubles up to 10, and you're like, go! And you just have that confidence in there. And it says here, your true strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. Excuse me. The strength to accomplish even the most daunting tasks is yours at this time. Wow. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined, and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in, for magic is in the process of finding a form to take. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and a reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. So yeah, definitely, the other piece of that is, you're finding your inner strength on the inside because of this support you feel from the Creator, from your posse on the other side, this whole fantastic group of beings of unconditional love and light. And so they're giving you this hoorah, go, 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 go. And you just really feel supported. And you're like, I can do anything. And that's even without tequila. You're doing that just on the belief of yourself alone. We're going to pull some additional cards here from the Light Seers Tarot. And that's going to give us some additional information on this first month here. Creator, what else do you want our Libras to know about that first month, please? What else? Okay, anything else? Last pass. Okay, there we go. Yep, so you get the Nine of Swords. So these thoughts and these beliefs, that's what swords are, your thoughts, your belief, your mindsets, all those expectations, all those things that have been keeping you up at night. Those are going away. You see this white thought coming in, and that is what is going to scare. It's strong enough to scare all these other thoughts and everything away. And that is actually what unconditional love does. When you connect to that strength that you have inside, and that becomes the foundation for your life, right? Not all these expectations on the outside being met, for you then to be lovable, but realizing you are unconditionally loved on the inside by the Creator of all things without any conditions. That's why it's unconditional, not one condition, not one expectation, but just because you are lovable and unconditionally loved. And you have this whole, like I said, support group out there. And then all these dark crows that are flying around you, those are the shadows, all those accusations of your worthlessness, and they're whispering to you, but then this bright light comes in, and that's what the shadows disappear in the brightness of this new thought that comes in. It's like one single belief thought just eradicates so many of those false beliefs about your worth. You realize how priceless you really are. Yep, ta-da! You realize, this is all about your gifts and talents being recognized. And you have this whole, all these applauding, fans in the outside world here is normally what I see it, but I see it now as this is all the spirit, all your spiritual beings on the other side, and the Creator going, woohoo, you're awesome, and, really supporting you, and this is how you see yourself, instead of this poor person who is not strong and feels weak and everything. You're like, nope, confidence and pride in who you are, and that's really this transition that this strength does for you during this month. Yep, you definitely see things from a higher perspective, from a new perspective, and you see this brightness that's around your head here. These are all the emotional waters that are going on, but you've just been lifted above them, where whatever's going on around you, you just feel like you're immune to it. And because you're just so focused on the inner love that you have, you're not even worried about the external stuff that's going on, because you realize that's all extra anyway. I've got everything I need inside of me right now, and I love me. And it's not an arrogant thing, because the difference between confidence and arrogance is you see your skills and you see your abilities and you see your awesomeness. Arrogance is saying that my skills are better than yours. I am more of something than you. It's about you comparing yourself to others and saying that you're better than other people. That's arrogance. Confidence is like you just know who you are. You're not downplaying anyone else or comparing yourself to anyone else. You just know who you are. Yeah. And you have the moon here, which is beautiful because these are the emotional waters that you're diving deep into and understanding about yourself. It's about getting into your subconscious, understanding what those limiting beliefs were and where they came from, and recognizing who you really are. The moon really has to do for me, is your intuition, connecting to the other side, seeing your capital T truth rather than the small t truths of human ego. And so you see things for what it truly is. You see how amazing you really are, and you're like, you know what? I can swim in these emotions. I can swim into these depths, So it's almost like this, right? You can see things from up above, and you can also deep dive below, and you've got it mastered. You are able to do both, again, you have the strength and this courage. You're not afraid of the emotions. You're not afraid of what you find and what you see and what's revealed. So beautiful, boom, start of your 6 months here. So next we're going to look at the next 2 months, and we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation, or Oracle cards, of course. And let's see what else the Creator would like you to know about your adventure here. Hey, Creator, the next 2 months, what do you want our Libras to know? Okay. Yep, you got mistakes, number 34, and I'll let you see that right there, and then I'll read it. Yeah, and it's, if you feel you have made a mistake, or indeed someone else has done so with impact on you, don't feel bad about this. Treasure and value your mistakes and those of others around you. They are the cutting edge of our personal growth and evolution. Lean into the learning and celebrate your openness to grow. And what I love about that is, mistakes only happen in the human ego's mind. Because the human ego, creates all those expectations that we were talking about, right? So you've got all these things that you need to do in order to be lovable. And that's our journey here. What might it feel like to make a mistake? What might it feel like to be worthless, or rejected, or sad, or lonely, or I don't know if I said rejected already. Rejection's a huge one, or betrayed, and so we come here to experience all that stuff, but that only happens in this pretend world of the fear ego, because all these little expectations and everything really don't exist. It's like attending an art class, and there's no grade in the art class. We're just going in to experience what it might be like to create either a sculpture or a painting or a metal project or a wood project or whatever, and you can do whatever you want. Go express yourself. And then you get into the class and people start going, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing a painting. You're supposed to be doing a sculpture like me. And we're like, whoa, no, I think we're able to do whatever we want. No, this is the role. You need to do this. And like, oh my God. So you abandon your painting to start doing a sculpture. And then someone next to you on the other side goes, what are you doing? You're supposed to be doing a wooden project. What are you doing a sculpture for? And you're like, well, but he said it's supposed to be that. And you're like, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You need to be working on a wood project. So you put your clay project away and you start working on the wood one. And then they start arguing back and forth. And then there's this altercation that starts to happen. And the teacher comes over and goes, what's going on? And you're like, well, that, and then, they said that I was supposed to do this, and they said I was supposed to do that, but I want to do a painting, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, you guys, you can express yourself any way you want. You're fine. But, that's our experience. Our fear egos and all these opinions come in on how life is supposed to be. And we start putting all these restrictions, and we start judging ourselves and going, oh, I failed. This painting doesn't look like that. I'm not painting as good as those other people. There's no grade. So you're expressing you. There's no mistake. So this is that whole realization of that really, can there be a mistake? No, everything happens for me. Every experience I had and how I felt, I came down here to experience. And my life is very much destined. My birth, my death scene, and all these events in between are destined before I come down here. You put in your order of this is what I would like to experience and have these events happen. And you still have the free will fluctuation of what each of these events is going to mean to you, but you get to fluctuate in between whatever it might be. You can go extreme unconditional love or extreme fear and judgment in any situation, and you get to decide what that is. And so it's like a giant improv play. There's all these themes of things that you're going to go through, and you get to decide what twist you put on each of it. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot and see what else the Creator would like you to know about these 2 months. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Libras to know, please? Okay. What else? Okay, anything else? And last pass. Okay, so these are it here. And let me just reverse those. Yep, so you've got the 2 of Swords. So, right or wrong, which choice is going to be the right choice? I don't want to make a mistake. And so this is the Swords, which is the mind, the thoughts, the beliefs, and so it's like whenever we have a decision to make, we don't want to make the wrong one, because what if we make a wrong decision? What are people going to think? I'm going to get rejected. What are all the fears that are behind there? There's emotional waters behind here, and that's about us fearing about what are we going to feel from the outside world because of it. But I love this card because here's a moon, and then also here's the eyes are blindfolded. So it's not about trusting the thoughts and the brain and the logic side of it. It's about being in tune, like this moon card, with your intuition, with connecting to your heart and following your heart instead of following the mind and all those limiting beliefs and all those fears and all that. So that you're coming into this 2 months with the strength behind you, and you have this, I'm going to make all these changes. And right before you make the changes, you're like, it's like running to jump off a diving board, a high diving board, and like, oh my God, am I going to do it? And so this emotions is what comes up, and go, trust your gut. Trust your gut, trust your passions, live your passion. Don't, worry about making a mistake, because 1, there are no mistakes. But 2, if you believe in mistakes, you believe that you can learn from them and grow from them. Yeah, here we go. You see 3 of Swords. This is all about expectations. This is, for me, the expectations card, because this is what we fear. We fear being heartbroken. We fear, these thoughts that pierce our hearts, and put us into that fight or flight mode. And so this is all about the expectations of the external world, like I've talked about. So this is just confirmation of, mistakes only happen when we have this flood of expectations of the should be, the supposed to be, the need to be, the have to be. I had a feeling the strength card was going to make itself, because like I mentioned, strength and strength. So just knowing that you do have the strength, the wonderful thing about these is, so this is our fear ego. This is our, the lion is our, fight or flight part of our being, our humanness. And this is our higher self. And our higher self is what comforts the lion, the animal within us. So it's the one that comforts these expectations. It's the one that brings us what we're looking for. The lion wants love, and the external love and all those expectations don't fulfill it. But what the higher self brings is the unconditional love that makes it feel safe, that makes it feel at ease, that brings it what it truly is wanting. And that's why she's able to calm a lion without a chair and a whip. She does it with her love. And then you have the Seven of Cups. The cups are emotions, of course, and this is just, there's so many confusing emotions that this card kind of represents, is like there's so many that are happening. But and we're going to put that underneath the strength card here, because we come here to experience all of these emotions. This isn't a choice between, I want only that one. I only want to be happy in my life. Oh my God, how boring would a happy life be? We have that back home. Why would we want to come here to live a perfect life in total happiness? Because that is what we have on the other side. We come here to learn and to grow and to understand who we are by experiencing all the opposites of that. And so when we have that perception of it and that new viewpoint of it, then we don't worry about, feeling the emotion, because that's what I came here to do. We're like, oh, it's a bad emotion, you should resist that. Okay, resisting and going through that experience is a fun one. Do that, try that out. And we do, and we're like, it feels so uncomfortable compared to back home. Yeah, it does, but we don't have to resist it. We can feel it. We don't have to judge it. We can just flow through it. And then if we don't want to feel that way again, we don't have to. But we can experience it without having all that angst and that, everything behind it. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the next 2 months here. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. And we're just going to see what the Creator would like you to know about these next 2 months. Creator, what else do you want our Libras to know about these next 2 months? So you get the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. And this is the solar plexus chakra, which is how you relate to yourself. The root chakra is how you kind of relate to the world in big groups, and the sacral chakra, which is the orange one, is how you relate one-on-one with another other. Not a big group, but just one other. And then the sacral chakra, you move in to dealing with how do you relate to you yourself. So this is so perfect for this journey here. Emotions of desire, life force energy. The powerful Archangel Chamuel is holding a beautiful sphere of golden light at the solar plexus, which is the location of your third chakra and the center of your life force energy. The issues here revolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy. When the card appears upright, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. This is a great time to move toward the completion of your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused, purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. Yeah, I mean, this is all about, yeah, go for it, go for it, go for it. And the affirmation for this card is, my third chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. I radiate a bright and vibrant life force energy. I feel excitement for all that I do. So yeah, definitely self-power energy coming through. I mean, that just really is strength, right? And we're going to pull some more everyday tarot here to see what the creator wants you to know about these next 2 months. All right, creator, what else do you want our Libras to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, those and those. Okay. I love this. This is the Ace of Cups. So this is the chalice, like the Holy Grail. It's the full of the unconditional love of the creator of all things. This is what spirit brings and fills us up, and it overflows out to the world. And so this really is, like we were talking about, how you find that inner love, and then you fill up, and then everyone else gets your overflow. You don't give your sustenance of life away first. You fill up, and everyone else gets the extra. So I really love that here. Yep, and you got the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is about, swords again are your mind, your mental, your attitudes, and the King is the master of it, and he mastered it by balancing both the mind with the cup. So he's sitting on the Ace of Cups. So he's balanced all that mind with the emotion as well. And so it's this wonderful place of balance that you come into. And of course, you being Libras, you are masters of balance anyway. So it's this great place to be where it's not these high fluctuations. It's this, slight fluctuations as you're going through these 2 months. Yep, and here you have the Two of Cups. For me, this represents, not necessarily, this is a general reading, so it could be that you have individuals come into your life that bring you, new emotions, new emotional opportunities. But really for me, it represents, you have your higher self and your human self, a lot like the Strength card, where you get to experience and go into this bond of your higher self. And really, instead of fighting against your ego, you realize that you're part of each other, and that you came here for a reason, and your ego is your tour guide for this adventure, and then you join hands and you come together, and that's this cohesive, beautiful movement throughout life, allowing yourself to feel human emotions, not necessarily acting on them all the time, and bringing in that higher love and that higher wisdom and knowledge into your daily walk as well. Then you have the Four of Swords. So, these Three of Swords here, those are up here. And this is the Ace of Swords, which is allowing you to cut away old expectations and cut your ties to those beliefs and those things. And so, of course, they're resting. So it's a time to rest the mind, and you learn to rest from all those accusing thoughts and everything that come into your mind. And now you're at a place where, you really know what you want more. And this is about making plans towards your future. You have the two things almost like a pause button. So it's a little bit about not taking a lot of action on your ideas. It's more of the planning phase to get ready to go forward. So, that goes a lot with this resting of the Four of Swords. So it's like, don't do a lot of activity of putting things into action, but do planning. Think about what you want to do and what steps you want to take, because time will be coming for you to take action on those. And the Five of Pentacles is about really, one of the things I think that you're letting go is your belief in lack, and your belief in, that you are alone and that you don't have any support. You got the church window back here, which shows, that you are supported though. You just need to turn around and realize that. And it's really because of these past beliefs and things that you had, like we were talking about, all these Nine of Swords, all that were visiting in your brain. Some of them, when you get used to being in this new place, they can kind of start sneaking back in. And so it's just being aware of your beliefs around abundance and your worthiness of receiving from the Creator. That you are totally worthy of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, And then here's the Six of Wands, and you got the Six of Wands again. So this is just reiterating, saying, yes, see, you are worthy. You have our support. We're here, we're here, we're here. You have our support. So that's reiterating, this card here too. So when those thoughts come up, remember you have the support of the Creator and the whole other, posse there. And so you've got the Three of Pentacles. And so this is about you're doing the work, you are getting the attention of others, but really also it's like there's just so much that you're able to do in the world, because with this card I usually look at that, within that there's the worker who is also the teacher, you have the apprentice who's learning, and then you have the supporter who's supporting the the project financially, or they're helping with the work as well. And so there's these three different pockets of ways that you can share your unconditional love with the world, and that's what you're looking at doing here, and defining who you are. Because a lot of this with the third chakra is your self-expression, and it's like, so feel you can express yourself in any way. You could be teaching in one kind of thing and learning in another and supporting in another. You don't have to limit yourself, but you also don't have to force yourself to do things you don't want to do. Yeah, because here's Judgment. This is you rising from the dead. Here's, this is like Revelations where, they blow the horn and people rise from the grave. But this is really Judgment for me, is about discovering your higher self. So another reiteration of, knowing that there's the you and there's the higher you, that you're more than this human, walking along on this planet. You're this amazing, brilliant actor behind the character, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So this is very much an awareness and a journey for you about getting to know yourself and how you really feel about yourself during this month as well. All right, and then for this last month, we're just going to pull one card from the Secret Language of Light. And this is going to just represent where you've ended up at towards this point of your adventure, and how you're moving into your next adventure. Because yes, we're always on an adventure, from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And even after our character here, our human character, has our death scene, we continue to go on to more adventures. So we'll see what the Creator wants you to know. Creator, what's the final message here for our Libras? Okay, almost. Patience. Patience is the message. So your 6 months, you get to have patience, and it's just going to be that top one here. Yep, and you got visualize, which also is an 8. 7 and 1 is an 8. So look at that beautiful, brilliant you. And we will read for the book here. If you can dream it, you can create it. Your imagination is a magical superpower that develops the content, look, and feel of your life. You can use your inner vision to maintain or transform anything in your life. Visualization helps us to create a dream life without the perceived boundaries of the manifested world, right? The boundaries of the manifested world. To take your dreams out into the world, recall your vision of them as you meditate. Let the dream become a feeling that leads to a knowing that is so deeply ingrained it will become an automatic response. Through repetition, this response gains momentum toward the tipping point between vision and manifestation. Now that you are privy to this universal law, relax and enjoy the journey towards your desires. When a desire manifests in your physical life, a new desire will be born in your imagination and a fresh path will unfold. And this card, they come with an inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them. I'll read each one. And so if anything of them resonates with you, you can do that within this 6-month adventure. Number 1 is you are creative. Everything you dream, think about, and experience was and will be created by you. So you can focus on that. Number 2, blow bubbles and imagine each bubble is a desire or dream. Choose a feeling for your dream or desire and place it into the bubble. And number 3 is revisit photos that show orbs and remember what you were feeling in that moment. That feeling is linked to the path of least resistance to your dreams. These also come with journal work, so if you feel so inclined, you can do this. It says, draw or write about 3 desires you have not thought were previously possible. You know what you want, for you know yourself the best. You just didn't know how your desire would arrive, and this caused these dreams to end up in the shadows, struggling to see the light of day. So don't worry about how they will arrive. Your job is to ready yourself to receive your desires. Relax. They're on their way, and you are worthy. Beautiful. Well, I love that for you. Just know as you go through this 6-month adventure that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. You have an amazing 6-month adventure, and we will talk to you soon. You take care.